Так, мы ждем, пока дворфы обновлятся. И начнем стримиться. А пока вы можете лицезреть черный экран. И меня. Ну, тут время скачет. Но пока пишет 2 минуты 13 секунд. Ну и слушать, конечно. О, господи, что там так долго-то, а? Надеюсь, сохранки-то сохранятся, потому что та версия была тест-ревью, а здесь полная версия. Ну, я надеюсь, что сохранились. Заодно, может, что-то поменялось. Привет всем, народ. Так, 20 секунд. Так, все готово к запуску. Самое время, как говорится. Так, настройки игры как минимум сохранились, это хорошо. Так, сейчас я сразу игру. Угу, сейв готов. Он же последний получается, да? А, нет, вот это последний. Эх, ничего так и не поменяли, а? Жалко. Так, ребят, я вас всех категорически приветствую на канале. Вещает вам Павел Первый. И мы играем The Dwarves. Игрушка вышла относительно недавно, релизнулась, то бишь. Но вы могли лицезреть мой первый взгляд еще до выхода. За пару недель где-то. Хотя я должен был выложить всего лишь за неделю. Но случайно так я не заметил. О, и игра до сих пор крашится типа. Сфоткайте, типа я крашусь. О, она зависла, кстати. Она крашится, о. Это до сих пор не пофиксили. Ой, как себя на улицах неспокойно. Так, игра, надеюсь, в этот раз не вылетит. Да, все отлично. Да сфига ли она крашится, я не понимаю. Моя не понимать, что творится вообще. Так, давайте, короче, пока начинать, а? На чем мы остановились? Нам надо двигаться дальше. Давайте двигаться дальше. Так, во, краштовость игра, но она работает, это хорошо. Будем играть с крашем. Что поделать-то? Так. Понять бы еще, куда нам. Сюда, что ли, двигаться? Аккуратно, идем, идем, идем.
There are dead orcs lying in the defensive trenches and strewn over the meadows in front of the city. Some of the locals are busy throwing the bodies on pyres, while others repair the minor damage done to the city wall.
Давайте посмотрим, что там.
You enter the city and the garrison at its center without being spoken to. It is only when you reach a heavy oak door that leads, you assume, to the commanding officer's headquarters that you are halted by a guard.
Dwarves, eh? Seems we aren't to be spared anything these days. What do you want?
Что за проблема,
Looks like you've got
Сорка?
an orc problem.
Had. Our scouts detected the army early on, and we were able to repel them without any great losses. A small army of orcs like that couldn't breach our mighty walls.
Your mighty walls look like they're about to collapse under their own weight!
The soldier isn't intimidated by Boindil. He juts his chin out confidently.
At least they stopped the orcs, unlike your dwarven walls in the north.
I didn't know that Steepleton was so big. Impressive place.
We have fertile meadows. That's what we have to thank for the city's growth in recent years. At the time of my grandparents, Steepleton was nothing more than the tower on a hill with a couple of houses. Now we have a market, a temple, and of course, there are royal messengers stationed in the tower, which doesn't do the city's coffers any harm at all.
You said you had messengers here. I'd like to send a carrier pigeon to Lot Yonan in Yonendar.
Lot Yonan in Yonendar. No problem. It will cost you 90 gold pieces.
И заплатить? Не заплатить? Заплатить за голубя. Ладно, пускай
If the carrier
отправляется.
pigeon delivers my message safely to Lot Yonan, then it's worth its weight in gold.
Then I'll send for a scribe. You can dictate your message and
Thank you, but I can write it myself. Paper and ink will be sufficient.
The guard nods. You don't blame him for thinking you are illiterate. Very few ordinary folk can read or write. Once you've been given the writing implements, you write down a summary of what happened at the meeting of the Alf and the Orcs.
Так, дуем дальше.
I must speak with your commander.
Commander Valor doesn't have time. He's still very busy dealing with the aftermath of the orc attack.
Приветствую, фигура из шоу.
Commander Valor is dealing with the orc problem, and I have important information concerning it. I witnessed a meeting of the orc lords.
The guard eyes you with interest and tries to judge whether you can be trusted. Finally, he stands up, opens a door, and enters the room ahead of you. The commander looks up from his work. The guard repeats what you told him.
Your information about the orcs could be useful. We have fought them back, but not yet defeated them. Come in.
The commander listens attentively, and now and then asks questions, as you tell him about the 3 orc armies and the meeting of the chieftains with the Alcinthoras.
This sounds very grave. I will send out messengers. We must be prepared.
Поверили? Неплохо.
The orc army that attacked you was able to escape.
What was left of it, they headed south. Unfortunately, I can't send anyone after them until the damage to the wall is repaired.
The commander looks at you with a disgruntled expression. It suddenly seems clear to him who he has standing in front of him.
If you're interested, you could try and wipe out the mob that got away and collect the bounty.
Killing pig noses and getting paid for it? Where's the heads?
You grin at Boindil, and then turn back to the commander.
We'll see what we can do. We must press on. Farewell, Commander Valor.
Kill as many orcs as you can, dwarves. Palandir will be with you.
Спасибо. Так. А, Черном Ярме. О, отлично. Туда, куда надо, мы
You see a
приходим.
camp with a wagon and 2 people on the edge of the path. Behind them, Black Saddle towers up above a thick, dark forest, about a half a day's journey away.
Давайте дойдем спокойно.
After a march through the thick pine forest, Black Saddle, the sinister tabletop mountain, and your journey's destination rises up before you.
Так, ща будет геймплей, короче. Я надеюсь, камера не заслоняет ничего. Я просто не помню, как в прошлый раз, куда я ее ставил. Так, народу что-то мало. Донатов тоже давненько не было. Блин. Сам ты карта.
Yes, according to Lot Yonan.
Although you try to put a lot of assurance into your voice, you too see
А
no
почему
signs
сабов
that anyone
наполовину
lives
всего
here.
нет, а?
No castle, no tunnel, no camp. There's nothing here but mountain.
Then we'll have to take a closer look.
You do that, scholar. We'll be waiting for you here.
You think about objecting, but it would just be a waste of breath.
Упрямые гномы-то, а? Еще и темно тут, пипец как. Вот и жрачка, кстати, заканчивается. А что мы, собственно говоря, ищем-то, интересно? Привет, Влад. Так, ты куда побежал-то? Слышь? Взял, убежал, а?
Even the dark evergreen forest seems to be afraid of the Black Mountain.
Такое ощущение, что тут кто-то есть. Эй, я не хочу дальше идти.
Found anything? A hidden camp? A secret doorway? Gold?
No, not yet.
Ну, сложно, мне кажется, это назвать 4-м вариком, потому что это, скорее, все-таки Diablo 4. Рассчитанная на множество игроков. О, блин, все такое туманное, ничего не видно. Куда мы забрели вообще? Куда нам идти? Опа.
No trace of Guren here either. If he's close, then there must be some kind of cave somewhere in the mountain.
Привет, Кёвтузат. А, знаю, где-то еще пещерка находится. Ах, как тут плохо видно все, а? Опа.
I can only climb a little way here. There must be a better way. An old tree. Looks like it could fall down at any moment. There we go.
Так. Куда-то пробрались.
I
Попытаться.
should be able to get up here.
И походу он не сможет или сможет. Опа. Йоу!
Phew. That was close.
Что-то мне подсказывает, что он туда...
I hope this is all worth it.
Нет, полезет, однако, смотрите-ка. О, залез.
I should have a look around here first before I climb down again.
Хорошо, а я не смотрел там, что есть.
Definitely a rock face.
Да ладно. Это просто скала, да.
Here's a... No, forget it.
Что мы тут ищем? Очевидно, какую-то пещеру. Давайте искать. Так, я видел тут. Опять скала, что ли? Здесь...
Something engraved on it.
You realize with surprise that
Нифига
they are
себе.
runes in the Dwarven language.
Что-то, походу, он увидел такое тут.
Built with the blood of our enemies, be unyielding as the rock, and soak the land in their blood.
То чувствую-ка не зря руны
А?
изучал. Итак, зашли в пещерку, очевидно. А те два лентяя там внизу так и остаются.
Hello?
Блин, как же темно, а? Яркость нельзя повысить, жалко, да? Ну ладно. Будем в темноте играть. Вот чисто вот от курсора след помогает увидеть, куда мы идем. Опа.
Master
всё это?
Garen. Lot Yonan sent me to bring some items back to you.
Есть кто? Тук-тук.
My inquiries are almost at an end. That means I can finally go to be with my sunshine. I have never been to Greenglade, but I think I will like it there. I deposited my most valuable things in the grave of Horengarth before my departure and secured it with magic. The password is...
You recognize the following words as rune names, but they're written in the learned language, so you don't know which they are.
Greenglade. Oh, great.
Опа, фонарик, давай бери.
Useful. An eternal flame. I know who taught him that.
You see sketches and notes on the architectural features, statues and wall reliefs. It seems Garen spent a lot of time studying this
Я
place.
готов.
Maybe he's kind
Сам
of a
попросил дать тебе
dwarf
списочек
historian,
игр на
or
прохождение.
Было бы
maybe he's just
неплохо,
a
ну, барак.
treasure hunter.
Реально неплохо, чтобы вот такого взять, сесть да поиграть. Зачем мне говорит, как проходить? Если не надо будет, я сам скажу. Зачем уже навязывать-то? Опа, опа, опа. Что происходит?
Hello? Is anyone there?
Здравствуй, тьма. Чё ты тут делаешь? Что забыла? Что потеряла?
Born of stone, forged in battle. Arise, reborn from the blood of the enemy.
You're not sure if you really want to know what was once in this basin. The whole
Можешь
place
ВК
gives you
написать,
the
а ну,
feeling
брак.
that a decent dwarf shouldn't hang around too long.
Саркофаг? Я даже его не
Perhaps I could
увидел.
open it.
Давайте откроем саркофаг. Почему бы и нет даже? Нахера топором открывать саркофаг? Ты что, балбес что ли? Кто так саркофаги открывает? Идиот.
A rune. Clearly magical.
Последовательность, что ли, загореться должна? Угу. Так, горит это хорошо. Потухли. Жалко. Топором по саркофагу. Действительно, почему бы и нет? Такой, хочу открыть саркофаг. О, у меня топор. Долбану-ка по нему. Чё-то меня только куда... Блин, не туда. Так, Максим, бан на 5 минут. Ты надоел уже. Я сам разберусь. Зачем мне это говорить?
Graves. Could be buried here.
Так, все. Не повод спойлеры кидать все равно, Нико. Вот саркофаг открылся.
That's it.
Да, вот так вот. Топором долбанул. Почему бы и нет, а? Ну, сейчас опять топором, что ли, ударит.
Garen's most valuable belongings.
О, теперь
Letters from
аккуратно
his lover,
заглядывает.
silk scarf that must have belonged to her, and medallion.
Вернуться.
Garen's most valuable belongings.
Давайте возьмем браслет. Но что-то мне подсказывает, что лучше бы я этого не делал. Так, что мы тут еще можем позырить? Вау.
Thirdlings, the fortress belongs... It belongs to the dwarf haters. Norimber's dwarves are not only as unyielding as a mountain, they are also as destructive as an avalanche, and would batter into lesser kingdoms just as relentlessly. The Four should find no salvation in Vracus, only eternal damnation, so that they suffer indescribable torment between the worlds.
You have heard of the dwarf haters, but this is the first time you have read their hateful words. You feel sick and turn away.
Сказал, он повернул назад. Так, одну секунду. Так, все, let's go дальше. Не будем тянуть, как говорится, резину. Очевидно, наш гномик не хочет тут оставаться, но мы тут еще побудем. Да, люди, вы что молчите? Где донаты? Время донатов.
It would seem that even the Thirdlings worship Vrakas, but in all the other kingdoms his shrine would be the biggest, not the statue of the kingdom's progenitor. A couple of gold coins are in the bowl in front of the shrine.
Сейчас выбор, взять их или нет. Что будем делать, народ? Так, народ, давайте. Что будем делать? Пожертвуем, стырим бабло или просто уйдем, а? Хотя бабла и немного тут, конечно. Стоит ли оно того? Вот в чем вопрос-то. Гномы. А это гном, выращенный среди людей. Вот в чем вопрос. А, вести со мной философские беседы? Ты уверен, что это излишне? Не будет как с саркофагом, да, ору. Что ж дороже мне, жизнь или золото? Конечно, жизнь. Немножко золота пожертвую, ничего страшного не будет, даже.
Lorimber, the progenitor of the Thirdlings.
In most of the chronicles about the 5 dwarfen kingdoms, only very little is written about the Thirdlings, and what is written is full of disgust. They are called traitors, or worse.
Все, что ли? 32-й этаж? Чё-то фигово. Это точно все? Блин, точно, гнома-убийц. Я задонатил, чтобы он гномов поубивал. Вот почему бы и нет,
A
даже.
series of weapons that are all clearly of dwarven origin. The spider webs and rust suggest they have been here for quite a while. Maybe even centuries.
Чё, не нужна нам, да? Так, что мы еще интересного можем найти? Так, какой очаг?
It looks as though Garen lived in the fortress for a while. It also seems that he left several lunar orbits ago.
It's not stealing, it would just be a shame if the provisions went off.
А то у нас еда-то заканчивается.
Garen is in Greenglade to visit his sunshine. Greenglade is in Gauragar. We can't have fallen in love with a pointy here, can he?
Почему? В Хоббите вон гном влюбился же в эльфийку, и здесь то же самое. Почему бы и нет, даже? Влюбился, втюрился. Ай, жизнь — это боль. Сплошная боль. Ты влюбляешься в человека, он тебе нравится, а она тебя шлет куда подальше, использует по полной. Навязывать тебе иллюзию дружбы в итоге. Да, в итоге оказывается, что никогда вы даже и друзьями не были. Вот так вот. Ну, похоже, мы тут все. Чего, Влад? Ты чё, упоротый, что ли? Гном на эльфийку запал. Ага. Типа намек, что ли, или что? Я не понял. Ну, короче, мне кажется, мы увидели достаточно. Тут больше нам делать нечего. Аккуратно спускаемся. Че, вообще спустился, что ли? Ладно. Парни, вы еще живы?
So, Scholar, what are the results of your inquiries?
There's an abandoned fortress in the mountain, and I think it belonged to the Thirdlings.
Boindale's eyes narrow.
The blasted dwarf killers!
A Thirdling fortress? Here? In the middle of Girdlegard? We must let High King Gundrabur know about this.
The fortress has been long abandoned by the looks of it. Anyway, I can't go to Ogre's death until I've completed my quest. Goren is in Greenglade.
Huh.
The High King? Why do you want to bring me to him?
All right then. It's about the choice of the new High King. Gandagar, the king of the Fourthlings, is with his entourage in Ogre's death and is supposed to ascend the throne.
But our acting High King Gundrabur wants to prevent that from happening. He fears that Gandagar wishes to instigate a war against the elves.
А я тут
What have
причем
I
реально...
got to do with that?
Boindale is about to say something, but is silenced by a nudge in the side from his brother.
High King Gundrabur will explain everything when the time comes.
Что-то
You
мне это
look
не нравится.
distrustfully from one twin to the other. Boindale has donned an innocent expression, and Boendal doesn't give you the impression that he has anything else to say on the matter.
What does this King Gandagar have against the elves?
Dwarves and elves just don't get along. Brachus and Satalia made us that way.
I know that, but going to war for just that after all this time?
Well, there must be more behind it. They say that the king of the Fourthlings is full of hatred and is a hothead in this matter.
A Thirdling fortress? Here, in the heart of Girdlegard? That's strange, isn't it?
And worrying. But they've always been wily. They move in the shadows and kill there too if they can. Do you know their story?
I've read about it. Lorenberg, their progenitor, rejected the name that Vrachas gave him, who in turn did not give him any special talent, so his kingdom studied war.
It helps them defending the East, but it also meant they ended up confronting the other kingdoms. No dwarf would ever even think of injuring one of his kind, never mind killing them. But the dwarf killers are proud of it. When they were even more powerful, they wanted to become the rulers of all dwarves. They are envious of our skills. They haven't been heard of for a long time, but you can be sure there isn't a single dwarf alive who doesn't hate them.
Whatever, your High King must wait. I have a quest to carry out in Greenglade.
But our quest is...
Boindale raises a placatory hand and throws his rucksack onto his back in preparation.
Let it be, dear brother. Look at him. He has made his decision, and you will not be able to change his stubborn dwarven mind.
You can't help but smile.
Окей. Отправляемся теперь дальше. Ху-ху-ху-ху. Далековато нам топать, однако. Давайте отсюда пойдем.
While taking a rest, you see a car trundling along the road not far away from you. A young couple are sitting on the box seat, clearly in love and more interested in each other than the rest of the world around them. The sight reminds you of a long unanswered question.
So, I was wondering, what do female dwarfs look like?
Pretty.
Very pretty.
Да, да, ладно.
You were expecting a little more information.
Do they have beards?
No, I would say it's more like fluff. Oh, very attractive.
And what do they do? I mean, are they warriors too?
In our kingdom, most take care of domestic life. They take the animals down to the meadows and the valleys, make sure the larder are full and there's plenty of good beer.
Пиво,
and make
пивка
our
для
clothes.
рывка.
It only ever
Конечно же.
causes problems when men and women stand shoulder to shoulder in battle.
Some of them are talented stonemasons and smiths. And beware of insulting their skills. They are no less proud than we are.
Вот и поговорили про баб.
By the evening campfire, Boindil rummages around in his rucksack and pulls out a cheese wrapped in a cloth. He sticks a fist-sized piece on a spit and grills it on the fire.
Ah, there's nothing better than grilled cheese.
У меня игра вылетела. Кек. Нормально поиграл. Да уж, Дэмс. Что вы сделали с этой игрой-то, что она так вылетает постоянно? Так, очевидно, этот сейв последний, да? Надо сразу дёрт давать, чтобы во время краша игра шла типа дальше. Люди говорят, куда нам лучше пойти? Может... Вот так?
While taking a rest, you see a cart trundling along the road not far away
Все равно,
from you.
видимо, по сюжету
A
это
young
идет.
couple are sitting on the box seat, clearly in love and more interested in each other than the rest of the world around them. The sight reminds you of a long unanswered.
Very.
Так, ну это мы
and,
уже
you know,
слушали. Ну так, мужики говорят о бабах,
By the
почему бы и
evening
нет?
campfire, the smell it gives off makes you hold your breath.
Oh, it smells like my socks after weeks of marching in my boots.
Oh, picky, are you? Hardly surprising, considering you were brought up by humans. It's ruined your taste.
Boindil holds the stinky cheese at the end of the stick under your nose.
Eat, and stop complaining.
You pull the warm piece of cheese from the stick. It tastes dreadful. Your fingers will smell of it for the next few days, and probably your mouth will too.
Фу, блин. Фу, блин, взяли сыр обосрали. Блин, у нас хавчик заканчивается. Это...
The hamlet of Sungird certainly lives up to its name. You arrive as the sun sets behind the tower of a Palandial temple, lighting up its stained glass. There's a shop in the village, and through the window, as well as some everyday objects and food,
Хавчик надо купить.
you also spy a shelf full of books. A
Идем в
small
лавку.
bell rings as you enter the shop. The twins look around, but seem rather disinterested, until they discover a couple of gemstones on display. On the wall to your left is the bookshelf you saw through the window. It's quite unusual for a village shop
Сейчас
to sell
купим.
books.
Сейчас купим чипсов со вкусом вурдалак. Хотя в то время не делали чипсы. Так, что у тебя есть? Нормас. 84 провизии. Всю вы купили.
You stroll towards the bookshelf and read some of the titles written on the spines of the books. You know many of the works from Lot Yonan's library.
Oh, by fracas, look, dear brother! The scholar really is looking at books!
It's an interesting selection, Boindle. I could make some recommendations for you.
Boindle throws his arm around your shoulder and pulls you slowly away from the bookshelf.
What if someone sees you? Here, this is more our kind of thing.
You follow him reluctantly and are shown the selection of gemstones.
Кек. Не книголюбы, очевидно. Но зато теперь у нас есть много хавушки.
Boindle is walking next to you in silence. Now and then, he looks at you from the side.
Все, поехала.
You really do like books?
Yeah, I'm curious. And you could find many answers in books.
Won't you have found all the answers at some point?
Quite the contrary. The more books you read, the more questions you ask.
Ah, I knew it. Oh, just a waste of time.
Ну да, зачем читать книги? Читаешь книги, больше вопрос. Легче быть тупым гномом и крушить все вокруг, жрать вонючий сыр.
You approach the village and can tell even from far off that something isn't right. The smell of burnt wood and death is in the air.
Так, что же нас там ждет? Гора Дворфа.
The
Опа.
piggies have really shown those pointy ears. We couldn't have done it any better.
Stay alert. I want to find out what happened to Goren.
Окей, тихонечко идем, прогуляемся.
Hoofprints burned into the ground.
Alfar?
The fire in Boindle's eyes flares up with delight.
Huzzah! That would make a change from those stupid piggies. Did you hear that, brother? We might get to test our blades on Tion's pointy ears.
Что-то мне не нравится это.
You have read about the elves and their buildings. This here had always just been a small example of their architectural skill, which achieved perfection in Alandur.
Привет,
Now
Данил.
burning and ruined, the pavilion makes an even sadder impression. Green Glade was one of the few places in Girdlegard where humans and elves lived together. You don't see any elven features among all the faces contorted with pain and fear. You look away.
Что это там такое, а? Что-то я вижу только сплошных женщин горелых. Неужто это у меня такая месть возникла? Мысль. Пошел сжег женщин, потому что они зло. Так, это что у нас? Мировой пенек? Ну конечно, у эльфов обязательно должен быть пень. Как без этого?
The body of the man is riddled with arrows and is lying in a small patch of undamaged ground while a sea of flames must have raged in a circle around him. The robes remind you of those of Lot Yonan's famuli. This, plus the fact that the man used magic, makes you quite sure that this is Goren.
Я тоже подумал, что это Горен.
Goren had these books on him when he was attacked. Was he trying to bring them to safety?
Your eyes fall upon a sealed letter next to the books. The circumstances seem grave enough for you to break the seal.
Письмо,
Greetings,
письмо.
Turner. I am glad to hear that you finally wish to confide in Lot Yonan. I have found out something new about the demon. It's all written in these books. I think they are the key to his destruction, or I hope so, at least. Yours faithfully, Goren.
Так куда письмо-то отправлялось-то? Кому?
What demon are they talking about?
You instinctively think about how the magical barrier is only a few days' march north of here, and beyond it, Varakas only knows what kind of creatures live in the Perish Land.
Ты прав, походу, Маорн. Жизнь без пенька не жизнь.
The hand that painted this picture was that of a master. It is composed exclusively in shades of red, but every single little detail is painstakingly and precisely reflected. Trees, the remains of buildings, bodies. You hesitate.
This picture portrays the village in its state of ruin.
Examining the canvas more closely, you realize that it is actually made of skin.
Кровь?
And the red paint seems more than suspicious now.
Что-то жесть какая-то.
This is the most disgusting thing I have ever seen.
Психанул.
The smell of the smoke has accompanied you for a while now. But here, so close to the bodies, it is masked by the sweet smell of death. You have a bitter taste in your mouth and have to pull yourself together to avoid vomiting in disgust.
Сблевать. Фу, блин, господи. Чему трупаки так аккуратно разложены-то, а? Не знаю, никто там случайно друг об друга не стукнулся и в того там, не знаю, от стрелой не попали. От чего они умерли вообще? Я на них ни стрел не вижу, ничего. Всех изрезали, что ли? Так, ладно, мне кажется, мы тут осмотрели достаточно. Кстати, да, возможно, взрыв. Тоже хороший вариант.
The elf maiden's graceful snow-white face still radiates beauty, in terrible contrast to the rest of her appearance. From the neck down, she is nothing more than a blood-red, damp and glistening skeleton. There are long nails sticking through her thin bones, and where her beautiful eyes once were, are now gaping black holes.
Жесть.
In your imagination, you see the Alfar's shadow mare standing around the Lady of Greenglade, devouring her, while she, nailed to the tree, squirms and screams in pain. You quickly put your hand over your mouth.
You destroyed my painting. Now I need fresh blood to paint a new one.
Huzzah! This will be fun! We finally get to fight!
I hope your blood doesn't clot too much. It has to be nice and fluid for my fine brushstrokes.
Ha! How do you plan to defeat us, pointy ears? There are 3 of us!
Oh, only 3. That makes it easier.
She looks over the corpses.
Otharin Lueth Buanre!
Что-то мне не нравится эта мертвая эльфика. Да ладно.
What's happening?
Взяла, вот и дохвастался гномиш.
The perished land.
Impossible. Greenglade is south of the barrier.
I know of nothing else that can resurrect the dead. Knock their heads off or they'll keep coming back.
At once.
End it.
Так, вспоминать надо, как играть.
Ow! A Another one bites the dust.
Huh?
Huh?
Так, живи, 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 живи.
What is it? Kill.
Слышь, вали оттуда. Так, 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 так. Меня сейчас этот конь сожрет, блин.
What is it? All right. Kill. And what now?
Ай!
He cheated.
Дерьмо.
On my way.
Yes?
What is it?
Another one bites the dust.
Huh? At once.
Стоп, какого черта он первого уровня
I
опять?
didn't hit you very hard. Yes?
Yes.
Что за баги-то,
What
а?
is it?
I'm with you.
Yes?
Такое чувство, что они уровнями сменились.
At once.
Или что я сделал вообще?
What is it? On my way.
What is it?
Too easy.
Чертовы мертвецы, а?
You're hitting me pretty hard. Huh?
Yes. I can't do that yet. On my way.
Так, чуть отступим.
Understood.
Ай, help me.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Boenda! Give it up! He hardly put up a fight.
Yes?
Черт возьми, жесть какая-то творится.
Yes.
Так, живи, живи, живи,
I
понял.
didn't hit you very hard. I just need a little rest.
О, ха-ха-ха-ха-ха-ха. А, я, видимо, случайно убрал этот навык. Все.
On my way. Understood.
Huh? All right.
Yes, yes.
Yes?
Так, давайте-ка прорываемся.
Understood.
What is it?
Кобылку тоже можно убить.
What bad news for you?
I'm with you.
At once.
Бьем кобылу.
Kill.
Say goodbye forever.
Так, смотрите, смотрите, сейчас солью ее.
I could do with your axes over here. Huh?
Creature.
Yes?
Так, тихо-тихо-тихо-тихо-тихо-тихо-тихо-тихо-тихо-тихо.
And again.
He hardly put up a fight.
Huh? End it.
What is it? Ow! Hey!
Промазал слегка.
Huh?
And what now?
Ow! Another one bites the dust. On my way.
Так. Ребятки, валим.
Understood.
Ёб твою же!
Where is Boindale?
Чёртова толпа, а! Чёртова кобыла.
At once. What is it? With you. Come here, you. Look for you. Yes. Understood. At once. Yes. Huh? What is it? Who's next? On my way.
Так, вот, теперь 1 на 1 с этой киской.
On my way. Yes.
Ни хрена себе, куда она меня унесла, а? Еще жопа горит у него.
Say goodbye forever. On my way. What now? Huh? Understood. At once. Understood. Huh? Who's next? Of course. Too easy. All right. Another one bites the dust. Too easy.
Так, пока все живы, здоровы, это хорошо. Да прыгай же! На! Так, чутка отпрыгну. Так, есть. Кобыла уничтожена. Теперь надо избавиться от этой отбитой... Ой, блин, она еще ТП-штось куда-то. Эльфика чертова. Смотрите, еще и боится подходить к нам.
He hardly put up a fight. Killed.
Too easy. Pow! Another one bites the dust.
Так, мочи ее.
For you. Say goodbye forever. What is it? Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Huh? Huh? Yes.
Да твою ж мать, ты заколебала ТПшиться. На! На! Далеко не уйдешь. Изи. Так, парни, теперь добьем эту мелочь, а?
End it. At once. Too easy. Huh? On my way.
Так, где-то еще два сидят. Где-то сидят два гребаных зомбаря. Мы ж всех перебили. Где они сидят?
And what now? Yes, yes. I'm with you.
Так, лучше им буду управлять. Он крайне быстрый, ловкий и все дела.
Yes, yes. I'm with you. Yes, yes. I'm with you. Yes, yes. Of course. I'm with you. Yes, yes.
А где двое оставшихся, не пойму. Хорошая идея, кстати, насчет мага. Походу восстал, но мы его уже мочканули.
Yes, yes. Of course. Yes, yes.
Нет, ну не говорите, что все это заново надо проходить потом.
I'm with you.
Только потому, что игра багнулась. И так еле удел. А, вот же они, господи, а. Стоят, а? Прохлаждаются. Писец. Прохлаждаются, стоят. Как у себя дома. Хотя да, не у себя дома.
Dwarves, you protected the glade.
Да, Эльвига, безружались.
The perished land. The barrier has fallen.
You can feel your stomach cramping. Unlike Boindale, you can't say a word.
The damn Magi only had one job!
So this is what it is like to rise from the dead. I feel nothing. I am left with nothing. My love, my beauty, my home, and my forest. Everything has been taken from me. I beg you, have mercy and put an end to my suffering.
Without even being able to look into her eyes, you recognize the sadness in the elf maiden's expression. The dignity that she must once have radiated can only be imagined.
Что, нам предложит ее убить? Давайте закинем ее вопросами.
Garen was here, and I've heard that you elves have special abilities in battle. Did the Alfar take you by surprise in your sleep?
I felt her presence, but when I confronted the elf, she had already killed the first of us and resurrected the perished land. It fills humans and dwarves with a hatred for life. It turns you into beasts. They charge through the village like a fury, and everyone that they killed became one of theirs.
If the perished land spreads further south, then Nodon won't need any orcs, ogres, or Alfar. One human losing their life in the perished land would be enough for the madness to sweep through the land like the plague.
Your stomach turns, but you know that it's right.
О, господи.
You've never seen the twins looking so serious. They would pit themselves against any army of orcs, but this is something beyond their power, and yours.
We need the Magi. They must rebuild the barrier. We must go to Lot-Yonan before the perished land spreads further. He will know what is to be done.
Neither of your companions objects.
I can't believe it. The barrier has fallen. How could that happen?
Who can tell? Anything could go wrong with all that hocus-pocus.
It had held back the perished land since the fall of the Fifthlings. Reinforcing the barrier whenever it loses power is the primary duty of the Great Magi. I can't imagine how Nodon or anyone else could have broken through it.
You think of the demons mentioned in Garen's letter. You wonder whether it could be possible that a demon from the Outer Lands might possess powers so great that even the 6 Magi weren't ready for it.
Неплохо. Подзаработали опыт, апнули левелы. Все дела. Так, нашли провизию, голду. Неплохо, неплохо. Еще жемчужина. А, левел там, способности качать не надо, да? Далековато нам топать. Но мы, в принципе, с этой провизией сможем добраться туда.
Every evening since you left Greenglade, you have looked at Goren's books and tried to prize out the knowledge that they hold. But now,
Так, алло, а чё без меня начали 000? Только сейчас пришло уведомление. Всем привет, кстати.
For high magi, and Lot Yonan didn't teach you that. However, you're sure that the books are important. Why else would Goren want them sent to Turga the Fair-Faced? You put them away with a sigh, and your eyes remain on the bag that Lot Yonan gave you. Did Goren ask Lot Yonan to return the magical artifacts in the pouch? You pick up the pouch and look at it.
Lot Yonan forbade me from opening the pouch.
Откроем ли кошель или не откроем? Пишите в чат. Спасибо, Аварак. С 0-0, что-то я орнул, как озвучил бот этот. Так, ну что, открываем кошелек или оставляем его в покое? Раз нам запретили открывать-то. Мне, конечно, тоже интересно, что там. Бабосики. Бабосики. Блин. Так хочется открыть его. Соблазн такой, но я знаю, что лучше не стоит. Вряд ли там золото, мне кажется. Пойдет как из саркофага. Эники, бенники, ели вареники. Короче, я его оставляю в покое.
You don't want to betray that trust. You look at it for a moment longer, but then you close the rucksack and pack it away. But your curiosity is not so easily contained and keeps you awake in the night.
Теперь я не выспался.
Just like previous nights, you are haunted by the image of the elf maiden nailed to the tree in Greenglade. You wake from your sleep and look around you. The night is unusually dark. Despite your good dwarven eyes, you can only make out Boendal's outline,
Ни хрена себе, у гномов зрение
watch
ночное.
only a few steps away. You're about to lie down again, but suddenly feel something cold against your throat. Next to you, the pale face of an elf slides into view.
Good evening. I'm afraid we missed each other in Greenglade, so my companion had to receive you on her own.
Ах ты ж, блин, а. Чёрт.
You want to speak, but the blade is pressed against your larynx, and you can only manage a wheeze.
Shush. You don't need to talk. I'm not going to kill you. Not yet. Do you know what I'm going to do instead?
You feverishly search for an answer, but you can't even imagine how an Alfar thinks.
I will kill everyone who means anything to you. I will destroy your life, and you will sink into hopelessness, groundling. Your downfall is called Sinthoras.
You tense your muscles, readying to defend yourself, but suddenly realize that the blade against your throat has disappeared. You look around, astonished. The elf is nowhere to be seen. You look over to Boendal, who is easy to recognize in the bright moonlight. Next to you, Boindil smacks his lips in his sleep. You touch your throat, and when you don't feel anything, you
Опять
breathe
он
out,
не спит, а?
relieved.
Just a nightmare.
At least that's what you tell yourself. But you don't close your eyes for the rest of the night.
Блин, да что ты убегаешь от меня, гном? Уж еды купим.
Boindil unwraps his dwarf cheese again and cooks it on the fire. When he offers you a piece, you take it.
Что ж, начальник всегда прав.
Павел,
You
привет.
chew on the cheese so you don't have to answer.
Спасибо, Доджер.
It tastes better than you first thought.
Сыр понравился жареный. Так, ну иди же ты за ним, а. Ура! Мы пересеклись с ним.
Is coming towards you. A small man is sitting on the box seat, and as soon as he sees you, the wagon slows down. As it draws to a stop next to you, you realize that the driver isn't human. He's a dwarf.
Greetings, my friends. All too rarely does one meet wayfaring dwarves around here. You can call me Mort.
Greetings, Mort. I am Tungdil. This is Boindil and Boendal.
You are happy to meet another dwarf, and such a friendly and eloquent one at that.
Так это ж торговец,
Wayfaring
ты хотел.
dwarves may not be common, but a traveling dwarf trader? Now that really is weird.
Then you see what great luck it is that we've met like this. Come, have a look at my wares. I'm sure you'll find something to make a dwarf's life a little sweeter. I'll make you a good price.
Так, что же есть? Хавушку захапаем. Так, нормально.
Mort, I hope you don't
Давайте
mind me
поговорим
asking,
с
but
ним.
which kingdom are you from?
The dwarf's clothes seem more like those of humans, and he isn't bearing any coat of arms.
My kingdom? Is that important? I'm my own kingdom. I go where I please and enjoy the fresh air and the sun on me skin.
At your side, Boindil is tensing his muscles, and you think you see from the corner of your eye his hands moving a little nearer to the handle of his axes.
Is your kingdom important?
You two must be secondlings, right? I can tell by your armor. But you...
He looks you over for a while.
You're not a secondling, are you?
As you yourself don't know for sure which kingdom you belong to, you give no answer and just shrug your shoulders. Mort throws you a knowing glance and nods slowly.
Кек из Мадагаскара. Вот он из Мадагаскара путешествует, поэтому не говорит, откуда он.
Where are you heading?
To Clintel, a small village where I can expect to do very little business. But the people there are nice and kind. I've known some of them since they were smaller than me. Isn't it astounding how much they manage to achieve in such short lives?
After glancing at Boindil's grave expression, Mort continues unfazed.
I can say in all certainty that there's not the same ambition to make a difference and change things in our halls.
That is because there is no reason to change things if you do them right first time. We dwarves think first before acting.
As it is Boindil of all people making such a claim, you're sure it must be a joke. But your friend continues to eye the trader with a serious and distrustful look.
I grew up with Magus Lot Yonan in Yonendar. I would have given anything to meet someone like you.
I rarely leave this area. People know me here, so the abuse isn't too bad.
Mort shrugs his shoulders, as if it were no big deal. When he sees the concerned look on your face, he adds,
I don't blame them. It's our fault too. We turned our backs on other races. People fear what they don't know.
Окей, нам пора, Мортик. Если кого-то из зверей своих увидишь, передай, что мы тут
We
были.
must press on. It was a pleasure meeting you, Mort.
Mort smiles.
The feeling is mutual, Tungdil. Vrakas be with you.
Mort spurs the horses on, and the colourful wagon jolts into motion.
You shouldn't be so trusting.
The wagon is no more than a few yards away when Boindil looks at you reproachfully.
A dwarf who lives alone among humans for years on end and disowns his kingdom? Don't you know what that means?
He's an outcast, Tungdil. His kingdom and his clan have banished him. It's a severe punishment, only dealt out for serious offences.
The twins enter into a long discussion, about what crime the trader may have committed, and go on to teach you the basics of Dwarven law. As dramatic as their accounts may be, you didn't have the impression that Mort was a criminal, nor that he suffered particularly from his exile.
Так, как нам еще далековато идти до... нет, не особо.
Axeldale is shrouded in an eerie silence as you approach. There's not a single fishing boat on the river, and many of the houses are now just burnt-out ruins.
The big-nosed beasts have made a grim job of it. Seems they don't like fish.
Boendal gives his brother a reproachful look. There are dead bodies everywhere, but it seems to you that there should be more of them. For a brief moment, you hoped that the villagers had fled. But then you realize that the orcs were probably hungry after their victory, and your stomach turns. Boendal lays a hand on your shoulder.
Let's go. There's nothing more we can do for these people. But maybe there are others we can help.
Так, что, мне по этой дороге, что ли, идти? Что-то мне подсказывает, что будет драка.
Once you reach the top of the hill above Goodwater, you can see what is left of the village. The sea of red-roofed tiles has given way to a forest of burnt black ruins. Shattered wooden planks and bent iron bars are all that is left of the gate.
Вот-вот, об этом
Couldn't
же.
save them. Even the reinforced gate.
Жалко. Похоже, тут всех уже успели поиметь. И кажется мне, что вот здесь наше тоже не исключение. Так, здесь что?
You see a light through the trees some way from the path. It inevitably brings to mind your encounter with the woodcutters. You must confess that you'd have liked to have taught the woodcutters a lesson, but Boendal is right.
Beating up humans is not our mission.
But a harsh glance from you and Boendal silences Boindil. You continue on your way with a furious Boindil trailing behind.
Why are the Magus' vaults here in the middle of nowhere? And why does the Lord of Yonendar live in a vault and not in a castle?
It's to do with the magical fields that spread out under Girdlegard, so the 5 magical realms are found where the fields are at their strongest.
And that's why he lives in the vaults? To be closer to the underground magic?
No, it's more to do with security. 200 students of magic and well, a source of almost unlimited magical energy. The Magus thought that an underground vault was a more suitable place to train than Master Nudin's tower in the middle of Parista.
Так, мы почти дошли. Так. Так. И вот так.
I don't like it here. All this hocus pocus is bad news. Us dwarves know that and keep well away, just as Vracus commanded. I hope you know that too.
I cannot perform magic, and I've never attempted to. Nevertheless, please show respect. Remember that it was Lot Yonan who took me in and saved me.
Now then, it would seem that the tongue of the Learned One becomes somewhat haughtier, and his sentences doth wind most strangely as we verily approach
Как он боится этой магии,
You can't help but grin guiltily. With a beseeching glance at the twins, you step into the area in front of the vaults. Seeing no one there you might greet, you and your companions enter your old home through the open gate.
Там есть кто-нибудь? Сейчас мы узнаем, есть ли там кто-нибудь, а? Мы месяца 2-3 путешествовали где-то, получается. Охренеть, а?
Who the hell built this tunnel?
Boendal examines the crumbling roof with a mixture of disbelief and indignation.
Be quiet. I want to surprise them.
Is that such a good idea? What if we give your master such a shock that he casts a spell on us? I don't want to be turned into a mouse or a bar of soap.
It is unusually quiet in the vaults, but the smell of dinner is in the air. You imagine Frala looking up at you from her cooking pot in the kitchen and smiling.
Ah, there's boiled and roasted meat for dinner, come on.
That's no reason to go and get ourselves turned into something weird. We'll stay here until you're finished with your little game.
Ну вы и грубияны, а? Ладно, хрен с вами.
Lumps of meat rise up and appear on the brown, bubbling surface of the soup before sinking back down out of sight. The hearty smell makes your mouth water.
A human foot?
Your stomach turns, and you have to fight hard against the impulse to run out of the kitchen screaming.
Фу, фу. Фу, господи, что тут произошло? Человеческую ногу, блин. Такой мешаешь, вкусно по... Фу, там нога, господи. Господи, как это мне могло понравиться? А где реально хоть кто-нибудь? Так, а как там
You look
Майк
around the
Уэсли?
workshop with growing panic. No one to be seen.
A couple of weeks ago, this anvil was my whole world. Now my world's a whole lot bigger.
Но как-то следов не видно, чтобы орки постарались тут. Как-нибудь хотя бы по-свински это должно было выглядеть. А тут ни кровищи, ничего. Пусто просто, безлюдно. Ну ладно. Опа, ты кто такой?
What happened here? Speak!
Ah, another one.
Взяли и...
Don't even think of using magic, or I'll lodge this pretty piece of steel in your brain.
It takes the Famulus a few seconds to comprehend the situation he suddenly found himself in. He seems to weigh up his options for a moment before he breathes out and the tension leaves his body.
Взяли, размазали его лицо.
All right, I won't use magic.
What happened here? Where is everyone?
For a while, the Famulus seems to be playing with the idea of being stubborn. Bowendahl pushes a little harder on the end of the crow's beak, and the tip penetrates the skin. Blood seeps out.
Ah! Ah! They're gone! Dead!
A school full of magi destroyed without any signs of struggle? Lies.
The facts seem stacked against it, but you cling on to this faint hope.
Lot Yonan's Famuli were already in Parista. There were only novices left. We made easy work of them. The Elfar, Syntharas, he insisted on being part of the raid after he found out that you grew up here. He opened the gates and killed most of those here before they even knew what was happening.
In your mind's eye, you see a pale face appearing from the darkness. You saw what Elfar are capable of in Greenglade. You push the thought to the back of your mind and try to keep a clear head.
Lot Yonan. Where is he?
Nodon killed him. He killed all of them in Parista. There's no one left in Girdlegard who can take on the last Magus.
You're saying that someone took on all 6 of the Magi at once and defeated them? Ridiculous.
5 Magi. My master Nudin is Nodon the Doublefold, the Lord of the Perished Land and soon to be Lord of Girdlegard. He killed the masters, and the apprentices followed soon after. They're all gone, and he changed the magic field so that only we can use them.
An icy hand grabs your heart. It's impossible. that there's only a single Magus left, and he's not fighting against, but for the Perish land.
Жесть. А ты вообще кто такой?
Why are you snooping around in Lot Yonan's study? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for artifacts that Lot Yonan, when he was in Perista, claimed he had forgotten and left in a cupboard. And for the books that were stolen from Greenglade. I'm guessing you're the dwarves that stole the books.
What does your master want with the artifacts and the books?
I don't know. He commands, we obey. He's going to be very displeased. I did find a bag in the cupboard, but it didn't contain the right objects.
I've had enough of your lies. They're alive. Lot Yonan escaped and has gathered his apprentices, Frala, and the others around him to fight against Nodon. We just have to find them.
The war was over before you even noticed it had begun. Nodon cannot be stopped. He is on his way here and will just...
Blah, blah. We will leave immediately. This news is of great importance to the Council of Dwarves.
I'm not going anywhere. I have to find my friends and I...
Orcs! Lots of them!
Оба. А вот и орки подоспели. Ну чё, поехали?
On my way.
Чё за зомби какие-то?
Yes?
Yes?
Yeah! What is it? All right. And what now? Huh?
Huh?
Here, put up a fight. We could knock some of them down and bury those runts.
Так, окей.
Understood.
Yeah! End it. Yes?
Huh? Vile creature.
Твою ж мать, а.
What is it? Give me a hand. Another one bites the dust.
Yes?
He cheated.
Жесть, 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 жесть. Окей, ну мы поняли с колоннами тему.
At once. Huh?
On my way. I didn't hit you pretty hard.
Let's get this done. For breakfast. Yes? Kill.
Huh?
Huh?
Йо.
What is it?
Ну чё так жестко мне было? Все, теперь пусть понемногу идут.
He already put up a fight. On my way.
Huh? Yes? Understood.
What is it? And what now? Another one bites the dust.
Откуда вся эта гора? Да блин, опять я своего замочила. Вечно под удар попадается он меня. Ах, трэш-компании, потому что Warcraft, потому что компании. А здесь тоже неплохая игра, но так мало народу. Но рекомендую же новый контент делать, потому что старый никто не смотрит.
Huh? What is it?
Huh? Understood. At once.
Yeah!
Vile creature. Pavrakas!
He already put up a fight.
Understood. Attack! On my way.
Блин, ударь-то эту колонну, а.
Kill. At once.
Pow! Another one bites the dust. Next.
Uh-huh. And again.
Yes? And what now?
Да хрен ли я им управлять не могу, а?
Yes? What is it? Too easy.
be heard. I need help over here, quickly. I have
understood. Твою ж мать, а?
Kill. Vile creature.
Отвалите! Да господи, опять что так сливают-то? Ладно, 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 надо зажаться где-то. Да, пробел. Неохота каждый раз. Так, давайте-ка сюда запрячемся. Отличное место. Блин, взял чуть тут. Так. Кого ты бьешь, придурок?
He hardly put up a fight. Yeah. Yes. What is it?
Huh? And again. The pillars. We could not.
Who's next?
Yes.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Кого он уже понял?
Huh? Huh? I didn't hit you very hard.
On my way.
What is it? He hardly put up a fight. Yes,
так, давайте, нападайте. Так, все, орков практически не осталось. Тренер.
Yes. Understood. Please wait a moment.
What is it?
There are too many of them.
Реально, их многовато.
It's our only chance.
What is it?
Черт, жесть, а? И как же мне их довести? Великолепно. Ладно, будем в мастерской тогда сражаться возле черного входа. В целях безопасности. Нормальный же, нормальный вариант. Все, парни, сражаемся.
Say goodbye forever. As good as done. He hardly put up a fight. Who's too easy? And what now? We could... Yes. He hardly put up a fight. Huh? Huh? I didn't hit you very hard. Who's next? What is it? Who's next? And again. Vile creature. At once. He hardly put up a fight. What is it? All right. Huh? Huh? On my way. I didn't hit you very hard. And what now?
Так, мочим их. Да ёб твою мать, а! Опять я случайно свою. Как я прям обожаю убивать своих.
On my way. As good as done. At once.
On my way.
Huh? Understood.
What is it? What is it? Of course.
Huh?
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 Kill. The pillars. Yes?
Yes?
Who's next? Huh? He hardly put up a fight. Who's next? I didn't hit you very hard. Yes? He hardly put up a fight.
Так, сейчас быстренько 30-ку нафармим-то.
All right. And again. Pavrakas, kill. Huh? He hardly put up a fight. Who's next? And what now? Yes?
The side door in the workshop.
Оба.
What is it?
Так, вперед, парни, вперед!
Huh? What is it? As good as done.
Отлично, все у выхода, все спасены. Изи. Вот, теперь можем качать, что про... Так, рывок. Дайте рывок, тоже прыжок уже у нас есть. Что-то нашли. А пофиг. Так. Все очень плохо.
Damn. The first 20 are mine. You have come far, but this is far enough. Give me the artifacts and the books you stole in Greenglade.
Мне с самого начала этот дед не понравился.
What's with the artifacts and the books?
They belong to me. Lord Yonan was supposed to bring them to Porista, but forgot them. So, I came to pick them up. That's all you need to know.
Капец, у него жир так вот уже висит на лице.
What have you done to the other Magi? Your Famulus told us some cock and bull story about you forcing them and their famuli to go to Porista and then murdering them.
I did what had to be done to protect Girdlegard. I wish there had been another way. But they would never have understood.
Ай, начинаются, меня не поняли.
Or do you really see a brief moment of real regret on the swollen face of the Magus?
You wanting my rucksack is enough reason for me not to give it to you.
I don't need your consent. Look after the rucksack. If you lose it, you will also lose your life. Go back to your realm, dwarves, and let your king know that I need his land. Either he hands it over without a drop of blood being spilt, or my troops and allies take it by force. You can take this one with you. I have no use for him.
Ух ты, что это? Изи.
Invisible wizard, Maya.
Look.
Безголовый. Кек.
Let me handle her. Kill the dwarves.
О, черт, еще один бой, а?
The rucksack! The artifacts! If he wants them so badly, they might be the key to his destruction.
There's the orc with the rucksack. Let's get him! Vile creature.
And what now? And I didn't even take off my gloves.
On my way! And what now? Of course!
Так, прорываемся, прорываемся.
What is it? All right.
Yes?
He hardly
Так, лови его, а! Иди сюда! Отдал мой рюкзак, жива! Где этот петух, а?
Just let me die over here?
End it. At once, huh? I need help over here, quickly.
Hey,
It's pretty hard. All right, I need help over here. Give me a hand. As good as done.
Так, господи, а. Да блин, я его почти убил. Гадский урк, а.
The rucksack. There's the. Huh? And again. On my way. Forever.
Так, давай. Yeah! Изи.
Over the bridge. I need help over here, quickly.
Take off my gloves.
On my way. What is it? Easy. Huzzah! Yes, as good as done.
Погнали, ребят, погнали! А где мост, кстати? А куда нам идти, где мост-то? А, вон туда.
Waste of time.
Yes. All right. As good as done. All right. Huh?
They're hitting me pretty hard.
Next.
I need help over here, quickly. What is
Just
it?
letting me die over here?
Все, изи. Свалили.
Let's get out of here. Retreat? We should fight on. We would die. Perhaps you've noticed that Nodon has risen again, headless. He is more powerful than the Perished Land itself, but the key to his destruction is in here.
We will return to the Secondlings and tell them what the Magus is up to. We'll be safe at Ogre's death, and there we can hatch a plan.
If we manage to get there. Nodon will do anything to stop us.
Then let him try!
Все-таки смогли победить, а? Смотрите, какие мы проныры-то. Опа. И тут даже мы смогли все хавчик как-то найти. Так, ну теперь дайте мне закончить. Я закончить хочу. Все, друзья, на этом мы заканчиваем наш стрим. Спасибо, что смотрели. Я надеюсь, вам понравилось. У вас лайк, подписка, комментарий. И ждите, когда вы уже эту запись. И спасибо всем, кто пришел на стрим. Всем пока.
Не так быстро, котик.
Зухру будешь учить на завтра?
Очень вовремя, мага. Спасибо. Все, пока.